Hello and welcome to Byju's IAS. This is 22nd of October 2021 and we are back with the next edition of your daily quiz. Question number 1 coming on your screen is this. The right to protest is considered as an implicit part of which of the following fundamental rights? Is it article number 14? Is it article 19? Is it article 21 or is it article number 32? The correct answer here is B, article number 19. Now, article number 19, as you know, gives you multiple fundamental rights, out of which one of the most significant and the most important to our democracy is the right to freedom of speech and expression. Now, protesting against the government or protesting for any specific cause is considered as a part of expressing yourself. Not just this, Article 19 also gives you the fundamental right to assemble peacefully without arms. Both these fundamental rights make sure that your right to protest is protected by the Constitution of India itself. The reason why we are asking this question is because of this article on the front page of the Hindu newspaper today, according to which the Supreme Court has said that farmers have the right to protest, but that does not include a right to block the roads, which they have done in the NCR region for a long time now. Moving on to question number 2. Consider the following statements with regards to parole and furlough. Number 1. Unlike parole, furlough is granted periodically, irrespective of any reason, and merely to enable the prisoner to retain family and social ties and to counter the ill effects of prolonged time spent in the prison. Second, parole is not a right and is given to a prisoner for a specific reason, such as death in the family or of a wedding of a blood relative. Third, prison is a state subject and all the states have their own rules for parole, furlough, remission, and premature release based on the good conduct of the prisoners. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D. All the given statements are absolutely correct. Both parole and furlough refer to a situation in which a prisoner is let out of the prison for a small period of time. While parole is given for a specific reason, furlough is not given on any specific reason. The reason we are asking this question today is because of this article in the Hindu newspaper, which talks about the problem that the prisoners out on parole many times go missing or break the law. That is why the Union Home Ministry has advised the respective state governments to use the e-prison system to keep a track of the people who are out on parole. Also, just a couple of days back, the Supreme Court gave a detailed ruling on the difference between parole and furlough, and all this information was given by the Supreme Court itself. It should be noted that earlier, furlough was considered as a right, but the Supreme Court, in a ruling just a couple of days back, clarified that furlough cannot be considered as a legal right of the prisoner. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements with regards to the Financial Action Task Force FATF. Number 1. The FATF is an intergovernmental body established in 1989 during the G20 summit in Paris. Second, the objectives of FATF include setting standards and promoting effective implementation of legal, regulatory, and operational measures for combating money laundering, terrorist financing, and other related threats to the integrity of the international financial system. Third, its secretariat is located at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development headquarters in Paris. Which of these statements is or are correct? FATF is a body that has been in the news over the past few years, specifically in relation to their grey list and blacklist. Grey list because we keep on reading the news that Pakistan is still a part of the FATF grey list for a pretty long time now. The correct answer to this question is B. 2 and 3 are correct. The first statement is wrong. Why? Because it was formed during the G7 summit and not the G20 summit. Here is this article in the Hindu newspaper today, which talks about the fact that Pakistan is still a part of the grey list of the FATF because they have not showed enough proof of the government taking action against the terror groups which are situated in Pakistan. Although the Pakistani government has been arguing otherwise, but FATF has not listened to them. And that is why since June 2018, Pakistan has been a part of the grey list of the FATF, making it difficult for them to get finance from the international market. Next question. Consider the following statements with regards to the UN Development Program, UNDP. Number one. The UNDP Executive Board is made up of representatives from 36 countries around the world who serve on a rotating basis. Second, it is funded entirely by voluntary contributions from member nations. Third, the nodal agency for all matters related to UNDP in India is the Department of Economic Affairs in the Finance Ministry. Fourth, the UNDP is governed by an administrator who is the third highest ranking UN official after the Secretary General and the Deputy Secretary General. Four statements, so not an easy question to solve. The correct answer here is D. All these four given statements are absolutely correct. Now, why exactly are we asking this question? This was an article in the Hindu newspaper today, according to which the United Nations Development Program has just established a new fund specially to help the people's economy in Afghanistan, and Germany has become the first country in the world to donate $58 million in this particular fund. Other countries in Europe and in the developed world are also expected to contribute to this. The article also tells you that it is expected that Afghanistan's economy will contract by about 30% this year, and a refugee crisis is looming in this area. Question number 5, which is a previous year question from the 2019 prelims paper, is this. Why are dewdrops not formed on a cloudy night? Number 1. Clouds absorb the radiation released from the Earth's surface. Second, clouds reflect back the Earth's radiation. Third, the Earth's surface would have low temperature on cloudy nights. Or fourth, clouds deflect the blowing wind to ground level. The correct answer here is B. Now, the essential condition for having dewdrops on the surface is that there should be low temperature on the earth so that the water vapors can get condensed and they get converted into dewdrops. However, on a cloudy night, the clouds send back the heat to the ground rather than letting it go off into the atmosphere. That is why the temperature of the earth on a cloudy night is comparatively higher, which leads to no condensation of the water vapor, in the absence of which the dewdrops are not formed. So the correct answer to this question was B. Time now to move on to the fact of the day today, and today we will be discussing about participatory notes, also known as the P note. This is a snippet taken from today's Indian Express newspaper. What exactly are participatory notes and how do they work? Participatory notes are specifically for those investors who are outside India who want to invest in the Indian market without revealing their identity. Also, they don't want to go through the long route of registering themselves with SEBI or going through all the other requirements before investing into India. So what happens is P notes are issued by registered foreign portfolio investors to those investors who don't want to do or who don't want to waste time in due diligence and just want to come and invest in the Indian market. It's not illegal because they are getting their notes issued from portfolio investors who have been audited by the SEBI perfectly. The problem with P notes is that it is slightly opaque and the government does not know where exactly is the source of the money which is coming into the Indian markets. On the other hand, it is also significant because it makes it easy for a foreign investor to come and invest the money in India rather than spending time in the paperwork and following due diligence. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video.